name out there in the hall, brother, so I don't know what's going on.
Has to do something, Mayor Smiley tonight, hello, brother.
Oh, I shouldn't do stuff like that.
Good time. Just trying to come back. What was it? What you having? Kenner, you young? I didn't know Kenner was that much. Should have known that after that.
Oh, he does? Okay. Well, it's not on the wall.
Yeah.
That's right.
Those times.
Yeah.
You have to just bought a home.
It's kind of shocking.
How'd it go?
Went by, there are 18 properties, 4 of the properties, the owners came back and gave us just one more time to postpone them, the others would fair to minister.
You have, with one of the 18?
Yeah, and I'll brief you after the meeting, I got all those notes, glad to.
Did you make the hearing?
All right, welcome everyone. It's 5:30. Madam Clerk, we have a quorum. President?
Yes, sir, we do have a
We
quorum.
do have a quorum. I'd like to call the meeting to order and remind all the public and to be sure to turn off all cell phones, please. And I would like to call on Mr. Chuck Lambert, our Public Works Director, to offer us a prayer. Mr. Lambert, please.
Lord, we thank you for this day, and Lord, we thank you for all your many blessings, and Lord, we just ask you to forgive us the ways in which we fail you. Lord, we ask you to be with this board tonight as they go about conducting the business of the city of McComb. Lord, we just ask you to give them the wisdom to follow your direction, and Lord, we ask you to be with each of us so we can follow your will and direction. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Board, you have before you the consent docket. Without objection, I would order the consent docket approved. Would there be an objection? None being heard, the consent docket is approved. Then we move to employee recognition. We have Jesse Honey, firefighter. Chief Holmes, are you here with your firefighter, sir?
Yes, sir.
Would come forward. Are you accompanied by family, Mr. Honey, officer?
I have my son with me.
Would you like for him to come forward with you? Bring him on. So I'm going to guess this is Ryan?
This is Ryan.
All right. Board, we have tonight Jesse Honey, who's a firefighter with the McComb Fire Department. He was employed January 5th, 2013. He has 3 children, Caleb, Kaylee, and Ryan. Hey, Ryan, how you doing, son? Pleasure. Firefighter Honey has his education, has his GED at Camp Shelby.
Correct.
And he was graduated as a firefighter at the Fire Academy in May of 2013. He's a relief driver with over 900 training hours. Seven Cameron, anytime you go to training there. And he's a den leader with full pack number 124, Andrew Jackson Council in McComb. Chief Holmes, would you like to speak a second regarding your firefighter?
We think the world of Jesse. He's been an excellent firefighter, and we look forward to working with him for the rest of his career here. Appreciate it.
And Jesse, just your prior experience in the military or before you became a firefighter, or is this?
No, this is it. I never joined the military. The Camp Shelby was where I graduated from, and it was all military based and everything. So this is my first career in this.
Well, good. Well, the Steve McComb likes to honor you with recognize you for 5 years of service. We have a certificate that is presented to you in recognition and appreciation of loyal and valuable service to the city of McComb. Our best wishes and heartfelt thanks accompany this expression of gratitude for 5 years, Department of Public Safety Fire Division as a firefighter. And this is a significant firefighter that, you've received your training, and now you're using your training for the city, and you've got 5 years in, and hopefully more to go to continue to grow and improve, and continue to train up and bring value to our fire department as well as our city, and value to yourself. Would you like to speak to your city or to the board?
I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity for this. It's been 5 years ago I started, and wasn't sure if this was going to be for me, because it can be hard and it can be dangerous and everything, but I absolutely love it. I couldn't dream of doing anything else. I got 25 more years, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of them.
Very good. I like that. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Chief, let's have a picture. And you want to hold this for your dad?
Yes.
Very good.
So who is on third, and 1, 2, and 3?
Thank you, Ryan. Mark Smith is not here tonight. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So the next I would move to the city administrator advising the Board of Personnel Change in the Recreation Department. City Administrator Kelvin Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. As you guys know, I sent out a memorandum back on September 13th that I had received a resignation letter from Josh Batt effective September the 30th, 2017. And I also inform you that I will be appointing Ron Kessler as our internal Director of Recreation effective October 1st, 2017. So effective March 1st, 2018, Mr. Kessler will become our Director of Recreation. Mrs. Davis and I have been working very close with Mr. Kessler for the last 5 months. As you know, he has extensive experience in the department and has first-hand knowledge of the operations. He has provided outstanding leadership during this transition, and I commend him on his willingness to take on this responsibility. Mr. Kessler made recommendations to Mrs. Davis and myself on how he would like to see the department look as we move forward. First thing, we will not be hiring a deputy director for the recreation department. We will instead change the name of and hire a recreation and maintenance coordinator who would have some of the deputy director's responsibilities. We will reorganize the recreation department responsibilities. We will reorganize the recreation department team members as we did in the public works department. We are adding more responsibilities to all our recreation department team members, along with a little bump in pay. I am striving to make each department more efficient and at the same time not lose any of the services that the citizens of McComb are used to. So that is what we plan to do moving forward with the recreation department.
Thank you, City Administrator. Mr. Kessler?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Item number 5, I'd move to consider adopting a resolution appointing Matthew Williamson, Lieutenant in the Fire Division of the Department of Public Safety in a probationary status, effective March 9, 2018. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Seven Tullis. Seven Eubanks. Discussion. Chief Holmes, would you bring soon-to-be lieutenant? And I apprise the board.
Right. Matt Williamson has been considered for promotion to the rank of lieutenant within the MFD. He's a second-generation firefighter that's been with the MFD since 2011. His current assignment is at Station 3 at East McComb as an engineer on Engine 12. He's logged over 1,200 training hours in various areas of firefighting and rescue. He completed his 1041 instructor course at the Mississippi State Fire Academy in July of this past year. Matt has risen to the top of the competitive list for lieutenant with his hard work and dedication. He's been put in supervisor position from time to time in the past due to staffing issues and performed well. It is our opinion that Matt will make more than a capable lieutenant and leader within the McComb Fire Department.
Thank you, Chief. Board, discussion? When you're ready to vote, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Soon to be lieutenant, this is going to be effective March the 9th. We appreciate it. How long have you been in the fire department, Matt?
January 12th, 2011.
Very good.
Right at 7 years.
Well, you have been busy over the past several years. Very good. All right. Thank you very much. Item number 6, I move to consider adopting a resolution appointing Stephen Furr, engineer in the Fire Division of the Department of Public Safety, in a probationary status effective March 9, 2018. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Seven Tullis, seven Brock for the second. Officer Furr?
He is unable to be with us. He's currently deployed with the 155th National Guard.
All right. Would you like to address the board and apprise them of
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to
Firefighter
give
Furr?
background information on him as well. Stephen Furr has been considered for promotion to the rank of engineer with the McComb Fire Department. He's been with the MFD for 4 years. His current assignment is at Station 3 at East McComb as a firefighter on Engine 12. Steve has been trained as a driver-operator at the Mississippi State Fire Academy and become very familiar with all MFD engines and Ladder 16. He's logged over 715 training hours. He has also risen to the top of the competitive list for the rank of engineer. And as I said, Steve is currently on active duty with Mississippi 155th National Guard as of today.
discussion, board? Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. And board, we'll talk about the 155th a little bit toward the end of the docket, but we certainly appreciate Firefighter Furr for his service in the 155th, and there are other men as well that we want to recognize also. So, all right, then we have move to consider adopting a resolution appointing James Alexander, firefighter, in the Fire Division of the Department of Public Safety in a probationary status effective February 15th, 2018. Is that the correct effective date?
Yes.
That's like in 2 days. Very good. Okay. Can I have a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second Tullis.
Second.
Second Cameron for the second. Chief Holmes.
Okay, Matthew moved here from Carthage a little over 6 months ago, where he was a member of the Edinburgh Volunteer Fire Department. He graduated high school from Leake Central High School. He holds a welding degree from East Central Community College. He currently works at Stringer Industries in Tylertown as a welder. And he has been with the Fernwood Volunteer Fire Department since July of last year.
Very good. Discussion, board? Then vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carried. Congratulations. Chief, I did not, but Engineer Williamson, soon to be lieutenant.
Yes.
Family with you, sir? Would you like to introduce your family?
My wife's here with us today.
Would you stand? And this would be Sheila?
My wife, Kate.
Kayla.
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Thank you, Caitlin. Caitlin. Well, that was his other wife. What about,
That would be dangerous.
all right, that's it. And, James, you have family with you, sir?
Yes, sir. I have my fiance, Kaylin Stevens, and my mother-in-law, Kim Daniels.
Pleasure. And I'm gonna, well, we appreciate you letting these young men serve our city. Thank you very much. All right, item number 8, move and consider approving working with Pike County Board of Supervisors to hold a hazardous waste day in the spring of 2018. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Tullis made the motion, Selectman Hill for the second. Mr. Lambert's here from Public Works to speak about the hazardous waste day. This is an annual event that the city and county partner with where we can dispose of household hazardous waste. But talk about the date and where we are on this.
Well, tentatively, we're trying to get all the dates worked out, but tentatively, we're looking at April the 28th. The county has some DEQ solid waste grants that they've been approved for in the past. We're trying to consolidate those down and don't think there'll be an issue. And once we get that done, the money should be there. And then, like has been done in the past, I'm sure it'll be housed here in McComb. And I would think over at the old Howard Brothers Health Department building. And Public Works will be very involved in helping get it set up. Ms. Coughlin usually helps manage that along with the county. And so we'll just do it there.
But the date's to be determined.
To be determined right now, tentatively, it's April the 28th. There's a lot of vendors and things we've got to coordinate with. That's why we didn't have a specific date yet.
Well, board, this is good news for our citizens. Every year it gives them a chance to get rid of huge televisions that they've had inventory for years and old appliances,
Right.
tires, batteries, paints, chemicals. It's a nice way for us to dispose of some hazardous waste in our city. All right, discussion, vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. And I'm sure you'll keep us informed, Mr. Lambert,
Yes, sir.
as to a date.
Yes, sir.
Item number 9, I move we consider receiving check number 5863 in the amount of $25 from Matty Riles to the McComb Animal Shelter to be deposited into Fund 001000346 and increase line item 001105770 and further authorize a budget amendment for said amount. These funds are to be used to purchase necessary equipment and supplies from McComb Animal Shelter only. Need a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis.
Second.
Selectman Cameron. Discussion on item number 9. Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 10, I move we consider receiving a donation, check number 7718, it's in the amount of $40 from Tina Brumfield to the McComb Animal Shelter to be deposited into Fund 001000346 and increase line item number 001105770 and further authorize a budget amendment for said amount. These funds are to be used to purchase necessary equipment and supplies for the McComb Animal Shelter only. Motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis.
Second.
Selectman Eubanks. Discussion on item number 10. Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 11, move to consider approving the advertisement for one vacancy on the Board of Trustees, Macomb School District, Term C, which will expire February 28, 2023. Appointees are for a 5-year term. Applications will be accepted February 14th through February 23rd, 2018. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Tullis, Selectman Brock. Discussion on item number 11. This is the trustee position, Ms. Lynn Gilmore. Ready to vote? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 12, move to consider approving the advertisement for one vacancy on the Planning Commission Board. This is term F, which expires February 28, 2021. Appointments are for a 3-year term. Applications will be accepted February 14, 2018 through February 23, 2018. Motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Hill for the motion, Selectman Tullis for the second. Discussion. This is Mr. Johnny Turner's position on the Planning Commission. Currently serving on that board. Discussion, vote, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 13, a move to consider ratifying the mayor's signature on a letter to Dr. Sam Polis, Executive Director, Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, requesting the MDWFP to consider shifting the management and operations of Quail Hollow Golf Course to the Scenic Rivers Development Alliance on July 1st, 2018. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis, Selectman Eubanks. Board, if I may, on page 19 and 20, 19 you see the letter, and if I would, first, I mean, how we got to this point, and is that prior to the 29th, and I don't know the exact date, but a couple of days prior, Representative Sam Mims called and gave us some information about Quail Hollow at Percy Quinn State Park, and that he wanted to organize a meeting and talk about the future of Quail Hollow. And so he invited members Bowski and Lambert from the Pike County Board of Supervisors, City Administrator, myself from City McComb, Mr. Parker from Scenic Rivers Development Alliance, Ms. Sanders from the Chamber, Mr. Wes Nunnery from the Pike County EDD, and 2 members of the Quail Hollow pass holders, and apprised us that what he was hearing from the Parks and Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks about Quail Hollow. And so we discussed, and so out of that meeting we decided that we should write this letter. So it says, Mississippi Department of Wildlife, and Dear Dr. Polis, the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, MDWFP, is tasked with the operation of running all state parks to include certain golf courses, one of which is Quail Hollow, located in Percy Quinn State Park. Representative Mims set up a meeting this past Friday with representatives from the Pike County Board of Supervisors, City of McComb, Pike County Economic Development District, and Scenic Rivers Development Alliance, and pass holders of Quail Hollow. He gave us an overview of the financial situation of Quail Hollow and expressed the Commission's desire to find a way to keep Quail Hollow operational by shifting the management and financial responsibilities to another governmental entity. The state of Mississippi and the Mississippi Department of Wildlife have put millions of dollars into this golf course, and we believe it was a great investment. We respectfully request that you continue with the normal operations of the course through the upcoming spring season, the highest revenue time of the year with respect to golf. Keeping the park open will allow you to take advantage of this income-producing time of the year while giving our group a time to put a plan in place that will allow for a smooth transition in management. It is the goal of our group to present you with a plan that will allow our group to assume operations of Quail Hollow by July 1, 2018. An early closing of the course would be detrimental to the present and future operations of the course, especially with the current pass holders, golfers, and guests. We'd like the opportunity to visit with your staff to review finances of the golf course and any other operational information you can share to assist us in making the best possible business and management decision in assuming the golf course operation of Quail Hollow. Please notify the staff at Quail Hollow of upcoming visits. Our group is seriously interested in working with the state and finding an alternative solution to keep the golf course operational for years to come and thereby protecting the taxpayers' investment. It was signed by myself, Paswell Bowski, Sarah Hemphill of Scenic Rivers Development Alliance, and Pat Brumfield of EDD. Now, and so we have met once since this meeting, in January, the end of January, and we believe, as our letter states, that Quail Hollow is very important to Pike County and the City of McComb. People, the course has been open since the late 90s, and during its peak, it was bringing 30,000 rounds to the park. Today, it's sitting at 16,000 rounds, and but the state has invested all this money, and we just think it would be important for us to try to figure out a way to, if there's a way that we can, come with a plan that would continue to operate the park. And as you can see, the park is still open and operating, and we believe it will stay that way until, if we can, find a way forward. And that's a big if, because it's a big facility, big operation, but we believe it's worth looking into. And that's where we are right now, is looking into this course and to see if there's a way forward. and don't know what that will be. We really just don't know, but we're seriously looking at it and trying to get it would be very detrimental if it would close prematurely, and we believe that, that possibly we can come up with a way forward. Not to say that there are other parties outside of Pike County that are interested in management and that are having discussions with the wildlife, fisheries and parks. So, they may resolve this outside of our group. So that's what this was all about. Just needed to get you to ratify our signature. Discussion, Selectmen Eubanks.
Is part of this discussion, with this golf course, is the city spending, going to a partnership, using city money to keep it open or anything?
Well, no. I don't know what the outcome would be, Selectmen Eubanks, and boy, I can't predict that or what the resolution might be, but there would be no decision made. This board would have to make that decision. Pike County, if it was a collaboration of all these entities, everybody would have some type of skin in the game. The state owns this park, and we're looking to them as well. So I don't know what that's going to be, but we just believe that that it was important for us, imperative for us to say that we're definitely interested. Give us the time to see if there's a way forward, versus the alternative, which would have been possibly seeing it closed.
Did we get anything back from Mr. Polis as far as costs, revenue generation, anything of that nature? Could you please give us a copy of it so we can look at it?
I believe I can.
Thank you, sir.
Any other discussion? Just wanted to apprise you. Selectman Rock.
Just like request a financial statement from Quill Howard.
Right.
That's about it.
Anything else? Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. You got those votes, sir? All right. Very good. Well, board, it's just a great asset, and we're going to see if we can't figure out something. All right. Item 14, move to consider receiving and approving the formal agreement of the Solid Waste Assistance Grant application from the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality, MDEQ, in the amount of $50,000 for the proposed Recycle One Community Recycling Program, and further authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Tullis made the motion, Selectman Hill for the second. Board, I want to tell you that, this is I believe this is the third such grant that Recycle One has been awarded from MDEQ. And, which speaks to the strength of our recycling program here. But I must tell you that, the grant application, we had to submit an application, and that application was done at the joint effort of Ms. Nelson and our waste coordinator, Ms. Williams. And they put it together, spoke with MDEQ, got it all done, and this grant has come back to the city, and it's a zero match grant. We'll use these monies. Our fiscal year for recycling runs July 1, June 30. So this year is operating, and we're just about through with it. The communities of Osika, Magnolia, McComb, Summit, and County have all contributed monies to this year's budget and the operation of this year's budget. And, we'll use these monies to jumpstart the 18-19 program if you wish to go forward. And use these monies to offset, make the, annual appropriations like $80,000 to run the program a year. So this would take it would reduce everybody's cost down dramatically. So anyway, just make sure I want to tell Ms. Nelson and Ms. Williams thanks for the good work here and bringing this money to our city. So let me tell us.
Mayor, I got a letter from the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality from the State Recycling Coordinator, if I can read the first paragraph.
Sure.
Concerning this. Dear Mr. Tullis, the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality applauds the City of McComb's efforts to increase recycling in southwest Mississippi by forming the Recycle One program in partnership with Pike County, the towns of Osika, Summit, and Magnolia. As you may be aware, MDEQ has also invested a significant amount of state grant funds in the Recycle One program.
We hope that the city will continue their leadership of this corporate effort and continue to work to promote and grow recycling in the area.
Very good. There again, I mean, this is, they told us going into this that, you know, receiving another grant award from DEQ, they like to spread these monies across the state, but here again, they came back to the city of McComb, so kudos to us. And I get reports from Ms. Melson, and I'm sure that she can put something in your, Ms. Melson. Mr. Williams, our Recycle One coordinator, and she'll put tonnage numbers in your, give you year-over-year numbers. We're growing, and, you know, trying to get to our goal of 15 tons a month. So we're making progress getting toward that goal. Any further, Selectman Eubanks?
Yes. Mr. Lambert, I've seen Mr. Williams, I believe, drives this blue car, the blue. I've seen that vehicle packed full of garbage because that's the only vehicle that she uses. Is there any way we can get her a truck? Because I've seen a lot of these guys driving these trucks and nothing on the back of them. So is there any way we could get her a truck and give them the blue car? Because I've seen just trash and she's driving down the street. I've seen her 2 times. So I didn't have a chance to speak with her about it, but I just want to know if any way we can get her a truck. One of the trucks that somebody just riding around in.
Mr. Eubanks, we'll look and see what we can do, because some of the trucks that we've got, you may not see trash in it. A lot of times there's equipment in the back of it.
Okay. Well, they don't have nothing in the back of it. They just drive. So I know it's a hazard to have her in the confined area with trash.
We'll see what we can do.
All right, thank you, sir.
And it could very well be that at each recycling container, there's a separate can for collection of grocery bags. You know, when you go to the grocery store, they stuff your garbage in plastic bags. That is a non-recyclable material, and we at each container we containerize that into black garbage bags and take those things to Walmart. And that's so it's not waste or those kind of things. It's just those grocery bags, and that's probably what's going on there. All right. Any further discussion?
Just one question. These monies, did McComb apply for this grant, correct?
Well, we're the lead, you know, with our interlocal agreement with all the municipalities in the county, we've taken the lead, and so yes, we are the paying agent, if you will. All the money's coming to us. We collect from the different partners, and we pay out all the bills.
Okay. Is there, so each entity is not getting a percentage of these funds? Is it, I guess what I'm asking, is it based on what we say, how it's divvied out?
Well, we we establish a budget, and it's roughly, just say $80,000 round numbers, and we have a formula that of those monies last year, you know, a percentage, 55% came from the county of that 80. 35% came from the city. 55, 35, that's 90, okay? And then so you had the remaining 10% came from Summit, Magnolia, and Osaka. So that, based on that formula which is established by our agreement, everybody will have that percentage of the budget, okay? And so the 50 will go toward the, you know, it's going to cost us 80 to run it, 50 into it. Now I only got to have 30, and so the partners will pay, you know, 55% of 30. That's how it's set up. Does that make sense? Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 15, move and consider approving a payment to Collins and Null. Their appraisals, 6760 U.S. Highway 98, Suite 2, Hattiesburg, Mississippi 39402. In the amount of $18,750 for the appraisal for the Northwest Interceptor project in the city of McComb. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Tullis.
Second.
Selectman Cameron. Backup information found on pages 22 and 23. These were the, we had, with the Northwest Interceptor project, we had certain parcels, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parcels that we had to take through this process of eminent domain, and we had to have we had to establish a appraiser for the court to do the appraisals, and that has been done by Mr. Knoll. The board hired this gentleman back in January, I believe, or maybe December.
Question.
Selectman Hill.
Which account is this, 18,000 coming from? Is it 42692?
Well, it's, I don't see the account. Do you see the account laid out? But it's part of the, it will be funded by the SRF loan that we would use to pay for the entire project. If you were, the city was awarded SRF funds, and you know, these fees, appraisals, cost of properties are all come out of that SRF loan. So it will come from the SRF loan. Do you have a number, Ms. Janice, or?
Well, that 692 is designated for Northwest,
692,
for
okay.
the interceptor project.
All right. Further discussion? Selectman Brock.
Mr. Dow, perfect timing.
Perfect time, Mr. Dow. We're on item number, let me give you 1 second to bring him up to speed. We're on item number 15, approving payment to Collins and Knoll, $18,750 for the appraisal of Northwest Interceptor Project.
Yes, sir.
And you find it on pages 22 and 23 in the backup information. Item 15. 15, and the backup information is on page 22 and 23. He had a question.
Okay.
Do you anticipate us having to call this guy, this company, appraisal company, back into court?
No. And the way this works, certain governmental bodies, counties, cities, others, have the right to take eminent domain property. And there's a statute that was enacted a number of years ago that's called quick take. And the quick take is just for certain things where the legislature realized that the cities and the counties must be allowed to move forward with their projects. And one of the things on a quick take that is allowed by law is for sewer lines. And what quick take, and why we had to use Collins and Knoll appraisals, after y'all vote to file eminent domain cases, and y'all at that point in time told me, you know, file quick take, which the law allows us to do. The way that works then is that in a quick take procedure, the judge, and in our county, the eminent domain judge is John Price, County Court, appoints an appraiser at our expense. Now, because the local appraiser was already engaged by one of the property owners, we had to look elsewhere, and we found he was highly recommended, this guy, Jonathan Knoll. The judge signed an order appointing Knoll, and Collins and Knoll, Jonathan Knoll, as court-appointed appraisers. They go out and make their appraisers. They are under a deadline to file those appraisals in the circuit clerk's office. And after that, we are allowed to go and put 85% of the money up. I believe that's already been acted on by the board. After the money is deposited and any objections decided in court are handled, then we go to the judge with an order saying, Judge, sign, this is quick take, sign this, giving us the property. At that point, they either have a choice. They take the 85% and ask for the other 15%, or they leave the 85% there in the registry of the court, and they hire an appraiser, and we hire an appraiser, and we go to the judge and say, Judge, we're still fighting over the amount that we owe for the taking of their property. Will you give us a trial date? Early, you know, soon, whenever you can. And then you go to court. We will have another appraiser at that point in time. We can't use the court appointed. He's out of it now. And they have an appraiser, and a jury says which of those two appraisers is correct. Did I answer?
Yeah. They're done, but we may.
They're done.
We may have to have another.
They did, I think 11 appraisals, and now negotiating. A lot of those 11 have attorneys who are defending, and we're negotiating with them to see how many of them can be settled. Using their appraisal oftentimes as a guideline. They always want a little more.
Senator Eubanks.
Can the board get copies of these appraisals?
Yes, sir. They are they're all about that thick. The 11 of them about that thick. Yes, sir.
Anything else? You know, this is this project is, I guess, I don't know if unique's the right word, but, you know, this is an existing line that was put in the city, into the city's infrastructure in the late 60s, early 70s, something like that, I believe. And, you know, so it went across, and it's stretched across these individuals' land. And rights of way in those days were done with a handshake. This is a significant project. Over $6 million, I believe, is where we'll be. We could.
And it involves federal money.
Federal.
And therefore you have to give them a praise.
All right, and yes, and so that was what we had to do. We have to go through this route, and we have to pay an appraised value, and that's where we are today. But we're going right back in the same footprint of what the line's there, and we're just, you know, now we're oversizing to account for the growth in the city and the infiltration problems that we have, and you know, it's just that's where we are. But anyhow, we're getting closer. Further discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 16, a move to consider approving the renewal of a license maintenance agreement through Veripack, 2360 Walsh Drive, Santa Clara, California, 95051, for the Veripack Evidence Management System, Veripick Evidence Management System, in the Department of Public Safety, Police Division, for a service period August 1, 2016 through July 31, 2018, in the amount of $4,840.08, and create a budget amendment for said amount. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis.
Second.
Selectman McKenzie. Chief McKenzie, you want to talk about, this is a Veripack system. This is something you've had, this has been in your purview for a number of years. You're
mid-2000s.
Okay.
It's our evidence management software package. It's a barcode system. We've had great success out of this piece of equipment. We've gone since its inception without really trying to do the maintenance agreements. Y'all may remember, we've been back to the board on several occasions. It has a little small USB type of key that's battery operated. That key battery runs down. We contact them. We have to get the new key and battery. They also charge us a prorated fee to catch us up with a maintenance agreement to bring it all in place. That's kind of what's happened this time. The key has gone to a point where we've got to do something or it shuts us out of the system. They no longer replace the battery key, the activation license. Now it is a software upgrade that has an activation system built into it. In order for us to do that, we have to renew our license with back time. And so that's what we're requesting to do now, is to catch us up to where we're supposed to be, get this software upgrade so that we can continue functioning with this piece of equipment.
And this is a 2-year contract.
Yes, sir. And if you look closely at those dates, it's a very short contract.
I understand.
They have a
backdated
a system to backdate. They do not allow a lapse in maintenance time, but it's only up to 30% of the whole time. So we're getting 30% maintenance costs that we're having to pay, plus we're getting the upgrade for the software and the new licensing system.
So, if we approve this, in sometime in July of 2018, our purchasing will have this on their tickler file, and they'll remember to bring this before the board again.
Only if we choose to. If,
That'd be up to you.
yes, sir. We've had real good success out of this piece of software, and aside from just little minor incidents, they help us out even though we have not been under contract with them for a maintenance agreement. We've worked with them pretty hard on this. The original cost estimate came in at, this cost $4,800 plus an additional $1,600, which was the 30% fee. We talked them out of the 30% fee, so now we're down to the $4,800. If we added an additional 2 years from July 1, then it would be an additional $4,800, just double what this one is.
Okay. All right.
But we can't use this system any longer if we don't proceed forward with this.
All right. Discussion, board. Understand? Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, Chief McKenzie. Item 17, I move to consider approving payment number 3 to Barry A. Construction in the amount of $408,932.45 for Phase 1 of the milling and overlay project. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Tell us, Selectman Brock. Board, this get us about 50%. This payment gets us about 50% through the project with Barry A. on Phase 1. Discussion. Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Item 18, move to consider approving payment request number 1 to Dickerson & Bowen in the amount of $134,897.19 for Phase 2 of the milling and overlay project. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Tullis. Selectman Hill. Discussion, this would get us, they're just getting started, payment 1, they're about 15% into this project. Just to give you how they're coming along. Discussion. Vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Item 19, move to consider approving a lease agreement for the use of property as voting precincts for the City of McComb City 2018 elections with Storehouse Church, precinct number 2, New Hope Baptist Church, precinct number 3, and Life Point Church of the Nazarene, precinct 4, in an amount not to exceed $100 per day for the day preceding and the day of each primary election, runoff election, and the general election. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Eubanks.
Second.
Selectman McKenzie. And board, there are 5 wards in the city. You may note that 1 and 5 are not listed. Those precincts, Ward 1 is the National Guard Armory, correct?
Yes, sir.
Ward Barry? And Ward 5 is the Martin Luther King Center. Those properties belong to the City of Macomb, hence no need for this lease agreement. Discussion on item 19.
How we,
Selectman Brock.
how's the election process coming?
Your clerk has got that, and training, they're good to go. They are getting ready every day.
What day is the training?
They had training last week. Well, they were in training, last week, or was it Monday, Tuesday, this week? Last week.
That was a state, local training.
They were in Hattiesburg, training conducted by the state, Secretary of State's office.
They're supposed to have local training.
Well, the inspectors will train the poll workers. The inspectors went along with Nicole and Sevilla to training. They'll provide the training to the poll workers here at the city.
And what day is that?
Now, I can't tell you that when it's training for the poll workers. They haven't got that done yet, so. Right.
What about ballots? Any of that's done?
Well, yeah, the qualifying is open till March the 2nd. So after that is closed, then your parties will qualify their candidates, and they'll get that information to the clerk, and then they'll start building the ballot, and we are voting in the primaries and the runoffs and the general using voting machines. Okay.
Voting machines.
Voting machines. All right, Selectman Hill.
With the voting machine, 'cause this will be the first time the city of McComb has used the voting machine on a city election, correct? City election.
I can't answer that, I do not know.
I want to say yes.
Okay.
Is there gonna be any type of, citizen training, with the voting machine before the election?
I don't know of citizen training. The training will be to the people that are working the polls, so that they will be there to assist the voter as they come to the polling place, if they have questions or need of help. They won't teach them, they won't have them vote, but if they have questions about how the machine operates, they'll certainly provide that information.
On the election day, when the votes are being counted, will there be anybody that has years of experience on site while the votes are being counted? Because I'm asking these questions because of the manipulation of the machines that's been proven in most elections that we have witnessed.
All right. Could I say to the board, I think we're getting a little off track. We're trying to approve the voting places, and I'd like to approve the voting places. We can have a discussion about the elections at another time. We can get the clerk and to apprise us of how we're doing the elections if you have that kind of question. But I think we're getting a little off track here. What we're doing.
I'd like to request that we stay on track, or I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda.
Amend the agenda. All right, we've got a motion on the floor that needs to be decided.
Second.
And seconded. And so we'll consider this, and then we'll go to amending the agenda to add additional items. How's that? All right. So we have the question before us on the polling places, voting precincts. Vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
We have 4 in favor, 2 opposed.
3 opposed.
3 opposed, and then, so I have 3 opposed, 3 in favor, the mayor votes yes, we approve the voting precincts. All right, Selectman Brock, do you wish to amend the agenda to add additional items?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add item concerning election.
Okay, and there's a second from Selectman Eubanks?
Yes.
Board in favor of amending the agenda to add 1 additional item, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
We had 5 in favor, 1 nay, the motion did pass. We'll catch that toward the end of the document. All right, item number 20. All right. Item number 20, consider approving a 75-25 match grant from the Hazardous Mitigation Grant Program, HMGP. It's number 4248-0008. It's for a generator for the Department of Public Safety Police Division in the amount of $176,075. The federal cost share is $132,056.25, which would be 75%. And the local cost share is $44,018.75, which would be 25% of the cost. And authorize the mayor to execute the necessary documents and further authorize a budget amendment for said amount. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis.
Second.
Selectman McKenzie. Discussion on item number 20. Then ready to vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item 21, move to consider approving a task order under our general services agreement with Neil Schaefer in the amount not to exceed 12% of the total construction cost for the professional engineering services assisting the city of McComb in drawing and specifications, construction administration and grant administration services for the Hazardous Mitigation Grant Program, HMGP, number 4248-0008, for the generator for the Department of Public Safety Police Division, and authorize the mayor to execute the necessary documents and further approve a budget amendment for said amount. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis, Selectman Brock for the second. Discussion on item 21. You ready to vote? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. And, Chief Scott McKenzie, this, generator is, something we've been looking for quite a while. It's gonna get us through big storms. We were underpowered for a long time, is that correct?
I've been looking for it since Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
We were out for almost 10 days there.
And so we finally got FEMA to come through and help us here on this, and 7525 has got as good as you can get from the U.S. government.
Absolutely, sir. This has been going on, we've been trying to get this on paper since May of 2016. That's how long this grant process has taken us, and I thank y'all very much for approving this. This is gonna be a great asset to our department. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, rain, shine, or no power.
That's right.
It just hinders us a good bit whenever we don't have the power. And now we can continue operating 100% with this generator.
Good work, Chief, and our citizens appreciate it. All right, item number 22, move to consider ratifying the mayor's signature on permits to install fiber by Telepac Networks, Inc., DBA ceasefire, 1018 Highland Colony Parkway, Suite 400, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 39157, along LaBranch Street between the intersection of 25th and Highway 98, and further authorize the mayor to execute all necessary documents. Can I have a motion and a second? Selectman Hill for the motion, Selectman Tullis for the second. Discussion on item 22. Vote. Selectman Fox, excuse me, sir.
Page 32,
Yes.
just what is that Southwest Mississippi Christian Outreach?
That would be the applicant. Now, Mr. Lambert, this is Sabrina handles these permits for Public Works, ma'am? And so, that's the best I can do for you, Selectman Brock. The application, Ms. Sabrina went through it and checked off all the points, and they want fiber, and Telepac is going to bring it to them. Intersection 25th and Highway 98.
You say they want fiber, who?
The applicant, which would have been, I don't know that the application necessarily says, do you see it in here where it says? You know the applicant, Mr. Lambert?
In the top left corner where it says Southwest.
Oh, there it is right there, pardon me, Southwest Mississippi Christian Outreach, that's the applicant. That's who went to, they would go to ceasefire, say, look, we want fiber. Ceasefire says, sure, here's what it's gonna cost, and then they come to Public Works and say, we wanna do this, approve it, and then they run and install it. So, the reason it comes before us is they get in our right of way with the cable. Selectman Hill.
So we deal with no payments.
That's correct. Further discussion? Vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item 23, move to consider approving Neil Schaefer to advertise the McComb Northwest Interceptor Upgrade Project, and further authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents related to the project. We have a motion and a second.
So moved.
Senator Tullis.
Second.
Senator Cameron. Neil Schaefer, Mr. Lott, you want to tell us where we are? You hear Mr. Lott? There he is, right there.
Mayor, we just asking for authorization so that when Mr. Dowdy is complete with the work that he's doing, we'll have everything in order, and we'll have the advertisement, plans, specs, and ready to go.
All that is done.
Detail out of the way.
He just needs to say, time to go. You got that, Mr. Dowdy? Mr., pardon me, out of order, sir. Huh? Okay, all right. Discussion on...
Moving in that direction.
All right. Item 23, discussion. Vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item 24, move to consider approving Neil Schaefer to advertise the McComb Drinking Water Well number 5 project, and further authorize the mayor to sign all necessary documents related to the project. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Selectman Tullis.
Second.
Selectman McKenzie. Been working on this for quite a while. Discussion board. This is going to be at Fire Station 3? Old Station 3. We told, old station's gone, we're going to go back on that site. All right. Discussion, vote, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item 25, move to consider approving the mayor's travel to the 2018 Mission Mississippi Leadership Prayer Luncheon and Summit on Thursday, March 1st, 2018, at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Jackson, Mississippi. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Selectman Tullis made the motion, Selectman Brock for the second. Mission Mississippi's annual Governor's Prayer Breakfast. Discussion, vote, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. Item 26, move and consider authorizing the mayor and city attorney to enter into discussions with the McComb School District for the purpose of drafting a contract with terms and conditions for the shared use of the Higgins Gym. Can I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Selectman Tullis,
Second.
Selectman Cameron. Board, if we'll take this step, and if the Board of Trustees and the Superintendent of McComb School District will take a like step, then we would have discussions trying to figure a way forward for using Higgins Gym in a shared use agreement. And whatever terms and conditions we come to, all that will come back to this board and to the Board of Trustees for approval before we move forward. But this is a facility that is available, that is, if the district's willing to work with us, we can have this up and running for the community to use, for a rec department to manage programs, to have a facility up and running immediately, or just as soon as we can go this route. It's not a zero-sum game. I don't think anybody ends up with nothing here. I believe that the city ends up with, the community ends up with something that can be used right away. Further discussion? Then vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Nay.
I had 3 ayes and 3 nays. The mayor votes aye. The motion passes. And I'll depend on you to get with, I'll get with the school district and then we'll get back to you. Did you get that vote, ladies? All right.
Mayor Ron,
Selectman Brock.
and just for the record, for the minutes, if there's any conversation with the school district on this issue, Mr. Butler, please notify me, please. Yes, sir.
Well, what the mayor will do is, through the city administrator, if you like, will apprise you as to what the decision of the Board of Trustees is, if they want to move forward. And if they want to move